I just filmed that whole video, then thought of something that I want to put at the start of the video that makes me really excited. What I want to start doing with this YouTube channel, basically, I want to, so you know how like true crime things do, like the true crime and like the facts of the case and that, I don't want to do that part. I want to do the law part. I want to read all the judgments of the cases and decide why the why the judges came to that conclusion. Because, you know, some cases seem really unfair and you're thinking, how didn't they get done for murder? Well, I'm going to be the one to tell you why they don't get done for murder. And it can be like, say like a property law case, and I can explain the law behind how different parts of property law work. And I think that's going to be good revision for me. It's going to be really helpful for people going into law next year, and it might just be interesting for everyone else. So I'm going to start doing that. I just need to sit down and start reading all the cases in depth, which is like, some of these cases are like, you know, over 100 pages long, and they speak in like Victorian language. Like, they don't speak normal like you and I. They speak like, they're not saying like thou art a killer. They're like, I don't know, like the sentences are like the size of a big paragraph. I don't know, enjoy the video, I guess. This feels really weird sitting back in front of a camera, but like, I was about to go to bed, it is like midnight, and I just thought, I have so many thoughts going on right now. I want to talk about them, and I don't know who to talk to them about. I'm probably not going to edit this video that much, I'm not going to lie, because it's late and I kind of just want to upload it. I don't know, I'm having a burst of motivation. I just wanted to catch you up on how this year has gone with uni, because I've not really filmed a lot of it, how my exams went, and now what I'm thinking about doing. Like for next year and obviously like in the future. So I don't think I filmed any of these exams, but they went on for a really long time. I know I did like a video of like day 1 of exams, day 2 of exams, but I don't know if that was formative exams or like summative. Formative means don't go towards end of year, and it's like December-ish time, and summative is obviously like the end of year exams. But my first year doesn't count officially anyway. But everyone says that, right? It actually counts towards getting an internship in your second year. So in my eyes, it counts. Like, it does count. So yeah, I'm going to start with criminal law. I do 4 modules: criminal law, public law, property law, and contract law. They're all like mandatory modules every lawyer has to do. And I'm doing the next like 3 or 4 of them next year. But anyway, we'll start with criminal law. Criminal law, I loved it. Like, I went into law doing law with criminology. I watched all like the criminal like movies and like true crime. I still listen to true crime like all day, every day. I absolutely love it. But the exam, so I'm good at problem questions, like applying the law. I'm quite like a black and white person. Like, that is the law, that's how you apply it, and that's like what my brain enjoys. So I did the problem question fine. The essay question, the difference between going from A-level to uni with essays is, like, A-level essays, like, there's kind of a right or wrong answer to put, if you know what I mean, and like, you can find the whole essay structure in a textbook. So psychology is like kind of like the essay subject I did. You had your AO1 on one side and your AO3 on the other, and like, it was so obvious what you had to write. You literally just had to take it from the textbook, put it in your own words. And like, there's a specification. But for law essays, and I'm assuming it's the same with all degrees, but I don't know, they can literally ask you about anything. And when they ask you the question, what was my criminal one on? I can't even remember what my criminal law one was on, because that was the first one I handed in. But you have to do a lot of your own research. Like, they don't want your opinion on the matter, they want your opinion on academics' opinions of it. So you have to weigh up academics, and like, it's just not for me. I don't like that sort of thing. So that had me in a massive headlock. Hated it. I literally was spending at one point like good 15 hours a day doing it. It was ridiculous. I was just sleeping, waking up, essay all day, because you know when you get in like a block and you just can't do any more. So YouTube was definitely not happening at that point. I just could not do it. And I've only had the grades back for public law, but I'm probably gonna like tell YouTube what I get anyway when I get my results back officially. So yeah, criminal law though, I loved. It was such, like, the lectures were so fun to go to. There was so many like cases in the lectures. Like, it was constantly, this person has thrown acid on this person stabbed this person, and so many. I mean, it was a lot to like keep up with, but it definitely wasn't the most demanding part of law. But I have seen some people say they found it difficult, like they couldn't get their head around criminal law, but maybe it's because that's the part that I'm the most interested in. So criminal law, I mean, you have to do it if you want to do a law degree anyway, but I think it's really interesting and it's not the hardest one. I guess the next one I'll talk about is public law, because it's kind of the opposite for for me. So public law it's split into constitutional law and administrative law. Constitutional law is like the constitution. We don't have a written one, but we still kind of have one, if that makes sense. I don't want to talk about it because I don't really like public law, I'm not gonna lie. I hated it all year. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I wasn't interested in it. And then I got the exams, and actually the exam questions were so much easier. I had to do 3 essays. I was dreading it. The essays were so much easier than the criminal one. And get this, this like has changed my life. It has changed my perspective on law. I got a first in one of the essays. Only one of them, so overall I got a 2-1, but it was like the step below a first. I'm buzzing. I'm so excited because I literally thought I was gonna get like a 2-2 in public law. I was so scared. And they said that I would have got more marks if I used up like the full word counts. That's a note for myself next time, because I just got to like 1,300 words and I was like, I literally can't write anymore about this. Like, I don't know what to write. So I'm so happy with that. Like, I know maybe a 2-1 isn't that good to some law people, because law's full of a lot of competitive people, but it's amazing for me. But a lot of people love public law because Manchester offers law with politics, so a lot of people love it. I just didn't, but the exams seem to be okay. Contract law, we'll do contract law next. Halfway through the year I did my summative like problem question, and I got 68 out of 100. 68, I think. I don't know. 2-1 anyway, and not like a close to first 2-1, but not drop into a 2-2. I think it's just a solid 2-1, which is fine. And then I had a like 2-hour multiple choice test, like now for my end of year ones, and I have no idea how it went. I mean, the multiple choice questions are just horrible for law because all of them could be the right answer, and they'll just swap around like one word and it'll completely change the meaning of it. And like the questions are like big, like they're big questions, then you'll have like 5 little multiple choices on it, then another big question, and like for 2 hours. And honestly, I think I would have done fine. I've never been bad at contract law, but it's never been my best thing. But I don't know, I'm actually scared for that one a little bit because it's a multiple choice test. I don't know how to know if I've done good. But I mean, the lectures were like fine. They weren't the most interesting, but they weren't the worst. It's like one of the movies, right? If you don't pay attention, it gets too complicated and you lose track. Like, you have to pay attention and you're fine. But if you miss one lecture in contract law, it feels like you're left behind a month. And the last one, property law. Property law is the one that I did the best in my formative. I think I got 75. I might be making that up. I don't remember what I got. I at least don't remember what I got. But I know it was my best one. I swear I didn't get 75 because that would have been a first. I don't know. But anyway, property test this time. I had an essay and multiple choice. And this was the last ones. Like, I just wasn't feeling it. The essay, I'll tell you, the essay was surrounding secret trusts. I can't tell you the exact exam question because I think it's like a plagiarism sort of thing. So I did a big essay on that, basically, and whether they should be a thing or not. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Should be alright. And then I had a multiple choice test. I think it went bad. I think I'm alright at property law. I think it's really enjoyable. Some people find it's really dry and don't enjoy it, but I like it. Also, it's not property like real estate property and land. It's property like your property, like my phone, my money, my estate, like my will estate. Guys, I think it was bad. Because you know what it was? I was so tired I didn't revise for it. I just went in there and thought, I'll just Google it as I go because it's an open book one. I don't have anything else to say. I just don't think it was very good. So I don't know when I get the results for the other 3 modules. Although the public law one is only like a provisional. It's not like, they've not clarified that is the end result, but like they've said this is basically what it is. So now I've got the problem of next year. What do I do next year? I've already got to do 4 mandatory models, which is like, one's called like jurisprudence, which is like, I think it's like legal debates about, like philosophical legal debates. Not my type of thing. Sounds like essays. No. But I have to do it. Tort law, which is I've always struggled to explain what tort law is because I don't even know if I fully understand it. But it's things like if you walked in a building and slipped on a banana peel, like negligence. I think it's things like negligence and that, but that don't come under a contract because I think that's contract law. But I actually don't know. I could be so wrong with that. I actually have no idea. I've also got to do EU law. Not looking forward to that one at all. Sounds like public law, but worse. I'm really not looking forward to it, but I'm going to crack down and really do it because second year does count way more. And land law, which is apparently a lot of reading, like so much reading. And like a lot of like statute work, like I think it's just a lot of law of land act. I've made that up, that might not be an act. But yeah, I have one optional module to pick. I can pick human rights, public international law, miscarriages of justice, commercial law, or principles of law, medicine and ethics. Definitely not doing human rights, definitely not doing public international. Miscarriages of justice is basically when people are like prosecuted wrongly and when like the criminal civil system's kind of fucked up basically. It looks so interesting, but I don't know if that's like a career for me. Like I don't know if that's gonna help with a career. Also I have to think that the modules that I take do affect what firms would want to take me for like a summer internship or something, because if I go and pick a commercial module and then go into criminal, that doesn't look very good, vice versa. I said that really weird. I want to do commercial, kind of. Firstly, I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of money is in commercial. Also, it actually does just look interesting. It just looks like contract law really, but for like buying and selling of goods and that, like between companies and that. I just think it actually looks interesting. But there's a module I really want to do in year 3, which is medicine, law and technology, and it's like body modification and like face transplants and organs and tissues, and I really want to do that. And I think you might have to do the medical module in year 2 to be able to do that one. I need to email about it because they haven't really specified very well, like on Manchester's website. Maybe I'll do that. I looked at the year 3 modules as well, and employment law looks really cool because like I'm really interested in knowing what my rights are in the workplace. They also do company law, which is a big, that's kind of like the corporate, big money kind of place. Here's the thing, right? Law, obviously, it's not all about money. The modules a bit aren't all about money. It should be happiness, but you've got to think like, law makes me this happy anyway. Doing commercial or like corporate or like one that I'm not as interested in will just bring it down to here. I'm still like happy. I love law. I'm like having a crisis because I want to do all the modules. I want to do every single module that there is. I don't want to miss any parts out. I want to be an expert in every single area of law, and I can't because there's like 30 modules and I can only pick 6 of them, and I'm pretty sure one has to be a dissertation. I hope it doesn't, but I'm pretty sure one has to be a dissertation. I want to do them all. I'm going to list you off some interesting ones that I saw. So there was that medicine and technology one. There's law, money and technology. There's counter-terrorism, human rights. There's the EU law, international law. Competition law in an international context seemed like the hardest one ever. I will never do that. Commercial law, company law, employment law, environmental law, criminal evidence law, mental health law, kind of like when is someone legally insane, that sort of thing. Looked really interesting, but would only be beneficial if I went and did criminal law, obviously. It's like the 2 areas of law that I'm looking into at the most right now that I'm really in a debate about. I'm looking at the corporate commercial side because when I think of being a lawyer, I just think like, imagine like London, tall tower, big office. Like it just, there's something about it that I really want. Like it's a dream. You know, the more that I've done uni this year and like the more law I've done, the more I've like fallen in love with it. Like I adore it. And I feel like I'd feel really important if I did like the corporate law, like a little like Harvey Specter moment. But I'm also looking at medical law, and these are like the 2 like highest kind of paying areas of law. And medical law, like, I think I'm more interested in that maybe. But here's the big problem between deciding between them. I think I'm more interested in medical law than commercial law, but I want to be a solicitor. I don't want to be a barrister, I want to be a solicitor. And I reckon medical law, you'd have to be in court a lot. I reckon that's more for the barristers. Correct me if I'm wrong. I reckon corporate law is more solicitor, like a lot more negotiating, and medical is more arguing it in court, that sort of thing. So I don't want to go down the medical route and then not be a lot of place for solicitors. The thing is though, to do medical and get well off, you don't advocate for the people who have been harmed by like the NHS, for example. You advocate for the NHS. I don't know if that's something, I haven't worked out my feelings on that yet. There's just so many areas of law and I want to do them all. I want to, like, next year, well, maybe not next year, but like in year 3, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time in year 3. I want to try and go to all of the, not all of the lectures, I couldn't, but like all the ones I find really interesting. Because I'll already be doing 6. That's gonna be a lot, isn't it? I'm already gonna be doing 6 modules. I don't know if I could do like 10, but I'm probably gonna try. I just love it. I'm just so excited to start applying for summer internships next year. I'm going to apply to all of them, every single one that I can do, I'm going to apply to. And like the interviews, like I'm going to get good at interviews as the time goes on, and that's really exciting as well. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that for tonight. I might upload this literally right now, like right now. So yeah, I don't think any of you will have watched this far in, but thanks for watching. I'm going to try and post more, like I actually will, because I enjoy doing YouTube. Bye!